Currently, the subject of education has been mentioned by experts. On this occasion, we will make an interview with a degree in pedagogy and a specialist in traumatology.
Teachers have been changing their role since when education started. Teachers they carried information and they gave information to their students. Nowadays, information is available in internet and in books and in their travels, because our students now travel many places. So they're able to gather the information on their own. So now teachers have to be different, and they have to teach students how to control the information, what to take the best out of the information, instead of how they used to do their learning in the past, where they just sat and listened to the teacher. Now they have to take an active role in understanding the information and being able to digest it and analyze it, organize it, and use it for their best benefit.
Debe de ser guía, debe tener vocación de orientar al estudiante, debe ser honesto, justo, y debe de hacer despertar bien las ideas al estudiante, de tal manera que sepa cuál es el camino que debe de seguir.
What profile must one have?
The profile that teachers should have now is similar to what they used to have in the past, but now they have to be a little more dynamic in the way they plan their lessons. They have to be active. They have to involve the students in being able to solve problems. So the teacher becomes more of a guide, and the profile of a person who is a guide is to be able to have leadership skills and to be able to manage multiple tasks that are going on in the classroom, and instead of everybody sitting behind a desk and doing the same thing. So a teacher who is a guide is more of a mentor. He has to be a leader. He has to be able to catch the interests of students and be able to have them realize what they have to get to, and be able to solve and get to the place where they're supposed to generate the information and be able to come up with a task that is at hand, which is more related to what they're going to be using for a workplace, not just in school.
Debe ser honesto, debe tener paciencia y valores. Debe de ser bien orientado y tener vocación para la enseñanza, pero sobre todo mucha paciencia.
Did you find more difficulty in treating adults than you did in treating younger people?
Is it easier to teach children or adults? It's not easy, either one. Either children or adults, neither one of them are easy, because you need to be prepared, you need to do research, you need to know the content to be able to then present it to the students in an interesting way. I started my teaching career as a preschool teacher, then taught elementary, then taught middle school, and now as the vice principal of a school, I teach teachers who then need to go into the classroom and teach their students. So, which is easier? None of them. They're just different. The research has to be done in a different way. I have to be more knowledgeable to be able to teach adults who think they know everything, and then it's hard to keep their attention. When you teach adolescents, their attention span is shorter, but it's not. It's more because of it's an age situation where they're thinking parties and other things. But then in the youngsters, the little guys from preschool, they're also distracted because their attention span is immature, so it's a very short attention span. But the key, I think, would be just to be very knowledgeable in the topic, and knowledgeable and start in the group that you're going to teach, so that you can bring strategies that will catch them and be able to hook them into your topics and be able to be productive in the session that you're teaching. whether it be the preschool kids, the elementary, high school, or even the adults that I work with now.
No depende tanto de la edad, si es joven o si es adulto. Depende mucho de la actitud de esa persona con la cual estamos trabajando o orientando. Pero sí se ha visto en su mayoría que la persona adulta está más centrado acerca de qué es lo que quiere, y esta persona, al saber qué es lo que quiere, está bien enfocado, debe estar bien enfocado para alcanzar su meta. Hemos visto en los estudiantes de posgrado que frecuentemente vemos una persona, un estudiante que es casado o mayor de edad, y vemos que esta persona estudia el tema del día, se adelanta un paso a las situaciones, le hacemos preguntas y si las contesta en forma correcta, porque él sabe qué es lo que quiere. Vemos en ocasiones un estudiante de posgrado que es soltero o más joven y puede llegar a tomar las cosas a la ligera, no porque sus cualidades sean menores que las del adulto, sino simplemente porque el que es casado o adulto, él tiene la necesidad de ver un futuro hecho. En cambio, el que es joven o que no está casado, que no tiene responsabilidades, puede llegar a tomar las cosas a la ligera y su futuro no lo ven cercano, lo ven lejos. Y por eso en ocasiones una persona joven no toma buenas decisiones por el hecho de que no tiene la necesidad apremiante de tener su futuro asegurado. Yo pienso que esa es la mayor diferencia, no tanto de que sea más o sea menos un joven que un adulto o un adulto que un joven, sino simplemente las metas que tengan a corto plazo o a lejano. Y por eso es de que hemos visto que el adulto, más que el joven, puede estar más aplicado en el posgrado. Yo estoy hablando de posgrado, no tanto de estudiantes de primaria, secundaria, X, sino de posgrado, donde ya es en lo que se van a desempeñar, en lo que van a trabajar. Y hemos visto esa diferencia.
Have teaching methods changed over time?
Teaching methods. Here's the thing. In the past, the teacher sat with a whole bunch of desks in front of her in long aisles, and the students at the front heard the information, and sometimes, if they were lucky, the students in the back got to hear some of the information because the teacher would walk down the aisle. But most of the time, it was for scolding purposes. And the teachers were very strict and very square in the way that they handled information or the strategies with the students. And the way that the student would learn would be more repetition and memorizing information, because that's what they were supposed to do. The teacher gave information, the student learned it and memorized it. Nowadays, students are in a position where they need to have 21st century skills, where the teacher is in charge of preparing them with technology skills, with problem-solving skills, and being able to guide the students in becoming an active member of a global society. So the teaching methods have to be very different. A child has to learn how to work with another person, either physically, face-to-face, in a small group, in a larger group, or even over the internet from somebody across the world. Because nowadays, the students are becoming global citizens, not like they used to be in the past, where they would just sit there and absorb information. So teachers have to understand that that's what they have to do now and adapt their teaching methods to be able to stimulate that kind of dynamic learning in the classroom, where the students are practicing sort of like a work environment situation, or including across the world where they're conferencing with other people.
What course is education taking? Where is it headed?
Where is education going? That is hard to predict, but at the rate that education is moving now, the way we know education when we started formalizing it, and to the way we've been teaching recently, many years passed. But in the last 10, 15 years, education has evolved at an impressive rate. So what we do, how we perceive education now is not what was perceived like in the past. So the evolution that it is going through is very, very, very strong and very fast. So what we need teachers to get used to understanding is that they have to keep up at a faster rate. Just like in their personal lives, they go through technology in a very fast way. The same is our students. Actually, they're ahead of teachers. So students who know more about technology and are more digital and are more proficient with the resources can go farther with what they need to accomplish. So teachers need to keep up with them, and our teachers need to understand that the way we used to teach is not the way we teach now. And the way you used to teach last year is not the way you're going to teach this year, because that's how fast education is moving forward. So where is education going? I think it's going to be where a child is an independent learner and he will become what he needs to be in the future. He will figure out on his own and be able to come up with the information. So then teachers' role is going to change even more so to become guides and mentors. And all the adults around that child need to be in the same channel and not see themselves as I'm here and I'm there. Now we have to become one so that the child can be independent. He knows where to find the information. He knows how to handle the information and not be accustomed to what used to be thought of in the past, where you just sit there and you digest the knowledge. Now it's I'm actively looking for the knowledge, and then more so they produce the knowledge. So right now we have different platforms where children or where people can place information on the internet, but it's not very valid because people abuse of it. But if our children become independent learners and they produce information that they generate based on research, then whatever you can find out there on the internet should be able to be valid and accepted, because people will be more responsible of what they're producing and how they're using it on the internet and with their friends and at school and in the workforce.